We're in Way Media.
Hello, twisted humans. Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting? Then this is the podcast for you. I'm Alicia. And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
Oh my gourd, it is episode 169 of your favorite podcast.
Nice. I can't even say that with a straight face because you came in hot like that. I love that mug. That's so cute.
It's so good.
And you'll have to tell us what we're drinking out of that mug in just a moment.
I will. Let me first just say, today I am going to tell you the story of a scam that was happening right under everyone's noses that not many people ever really found out about, particularly because of exactly when it happened, or when it was found out anyway.
What?
Wait until the end for the big twist that may or may not lead into a much bigger conspiracy.
Shit.
But first, fun facts.
My fun fact comes from our friend Carissa over at the Beauty Unlocked podcast. I saw this on her feed and instantly thought of you for reasons that are going to become obvious here pretty soon. Barbers first appeared in ancient Rome in 296 BC. The practice was introduced by Ticinius Mina, who brought the concept from Sicily. Barbershops quickly became a vital part of Roman daily life and culture from then on out. So thank the Sicilians for barbers.
You know Jesse's Sicilian.
Yeah, I did know that. That's
Yeah.
why I was going to say name Jesse.
Yeah.
A Sicilian
likes
barber.
He loves to talk about how barbering is the world's oldest profession other than sex work.
Is that his part-time gig?
Very fun fact. My fun fact is that you know what a juggalo is? Like a ICP juggalo person?
I think I do.
Like
Tell
ICP
me.
is Insane Clown Posse.
Yes.
And they juggalos, you know, they walk past each other and they're like, whoop, whoop. You know, that's like the juggalo thing, right? Okay. They wear black and white makeup all over their face. Okay. So
yeah, I'm there.
Fun fact is, juggalo makeup involves black paint below the mouth and covering the chin, which makes it not able to be recognized by facial recognition technology. Because facial recognition technology pinpoints certain places on the face, and so juggalo makeup, they can't tell who you are with facial recognition. How cool is that?
That is super cool. Loophole.
You look like an idiot when you're wearing it, but you know, maybe you're safer than the rest of us.
I was gonna say there's clearly a purpose for it.
Or you're a criminal, whatever.
That too. Don't be a criminal, guys. Do go to your local barbershop and do drink this delicious sangria. I have our rosé, our Snoop Dogg California rosé from last week. I have orange vodka. I have lemon slices, a little bit of lemon juice, mint leaves, and I topped it with soda water, and it is very refreshing and very tasty. And the last kind of summery-esque sangria I will be doing for this podcast for the rest of the year. And also I needed to use my mint leaves in my garden before they decided to die. So that's where we are. It is very tasty. As I just finished the hot yoga class, it's very light and I am enjoying it. What do you have in your Oh My Gourd mug?
I have just finished my pumpkin Little Debbie cake because 'tis the season. And in my Oh My Gourd mug,
pumpkin cakes?
I have showed you this a billion times.
Are you gonna send me one for my birthday? Along with
I guess.
Skyline chili
I
sauce.
hate sharing my
You
goodies.
can share. Listen. You didn't share more than one of your Christmas cakes,
Mhm.
and some of them went
I sent
bad.
2.
Sorry, fair. You did send 2, but some of them went bad. So I'm just
know.
here to help you
I know.
finish your little Debbie cakes before the Christmas season by taking one off your hands. It's really a noble cause.
They're delicious.
I literally requested that, guys, and Skyline chili cans from Sierra. I was like, I don't even care if you were planning on getting me a present. I want Skyline chili.
It's so good. I'm drinking Mexican hot chocolate in my Oh My Gourd mug. So
Love it.
again, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season. I'm still jealous that I've never made that for myself, and I really need to get my shit together and just finally do it. Pretty
You
sure
do.
Aria suggested that recipe, like 2.5 years ago?
I don't know, but I've been loving it ever since.
And shout out Naria, our awesome patron. And speaking of patrons, if you are a new patron and you have not received your welcome goodies, I did say this on our Patreon episode yesterday, but just in case you haven't gotten there yet, your goodies are going to come. I need to send Sierra the new cards that we got printed so that she can send them to you guys. So
Yeah.
be patient, they are coming. And if you feel so inclined to support the show and unlock some bonus content, you can go to patreon.com/twisted and uncorked. And we've got new cards and we've got new other welcome gifts in the works that we're really excited to launch. We have lots of fun over there. So go do that.
And if you're an old patron, we also got new stickers that you will definitely be getting as a Christmas gift. So
I am very excited to hear your story.
let's get into it after this promo from our besties at Live Laugh Larceny. Are we ready for this?
Yes.
So, I don't usually like stories about the mafia because I usually find them to be quite boring and redundant. Like, yeah, these guys did bad, scary things all the time, all over America. But it's history, and history is boring. But when I came across this scam, it kind of opened my eyes to just how much they are a part of and how they could very well still be working at a much quieter level still to this day.
And please tell me in true mafia form that they have ridiculous nicknames to go along with them.
Not too much. They're not big up there in the mafia, but
Okay.
they have mafia ties.
If you guys have mafia ties and you're listening, I mean, no disrespect to that, but I mean, come on, guys. Some of them are a little comical.
These people are good at hiding in plain sight. They're good at business, and they can commit their crimes completely unnoticed if you're not looking for it. But before we talk about the mafia, we have to talk about a man named Jerome Jacobson. Jerome Jacobson was decidedly not a great guy. He's had 7 different wives. That probably has a lot to do with who he is as a person.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there is only so much we know about him. He was a police officer when he was young in Florida until he started getting a lot of aches and pains in his bones and joints. His at the time wife said that when Jerome would shave his face, he would only be able to go up so far, and then a little less far, and then even less far, and eventually it was too painful to shave his face at all. When they went to the hospital to find out what was going on, he was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome. Sorry, I was like, I know how to say this. I know it. Guillain-Barré, kind of like MS, which can eventually lead to paralysis. Luckily, Jerome's did not get that far. The doctors were eventually able to get it under control. Obviously, it still hurt, but he was in pretty good working condition.
Working condition, like a vehicle.
I know, I was like, that doesn't sound right, but anyway. He did not go back to being a police officer, though. Instead, he accepted a position as the head of security for a big-time marketing firm called Simon Marketing. So let's talk about Simon Marketing. Right now, we're in about the late 80s, early 90s in the story. Put yourself there. Simon Marketing worked for a bunch of big-time companies doing their marketing campaigns, including McDonald's. McDonald's loved Simon marketing. They were responsible for things like the Happy Meal, McDonald's Scrabble, and McDonald's Monopoly. For those that don't know, McDonald's Monopoly is a promotional game where people can collect Monopoly game pieces and win prizes.
Are you gonna ruin McDonald's Monopoly for me? Because that is the only time I eat McDonald's, and I eat it hard during that
No,
month.
you're in Canada, so like you're fine.
Okay.
I
need to keep my delusional dream alive that I'm gonna.
You're in Canada. Oh, then I might ruin it.
Damn it.
I don't know. This is from the 90s. Maybe it's changed.
Okay.
Sometimes the prize was a free fry or a free drink. Sometimes it was a board game piece like Park Place, and you had to collect all of one color. And at other times, it was money. There were even a few $1 million prize winners scattered across the country. And when I say across the country, I do mean across the country, because I found out that at least during this, they refused to let any get into Canada. I don't know why, but that is the truth. I don't know if it's still that way, but I do know that that was a thing. McDonald's was like, we don't want it there.
I think the last year, one of the grand prizes was like a SUV, and then one of them was like a $10,000 Walmart.
Well,
shopping.
McDonald's Monopoly hasn't been in the United States in forever.
Really?
Because of this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, I mean, it comes, it goes, but it's not a yearly thing anymore here.
Huh.
Yeah.
We learn something new about our countries every day, people.
So, to obtain these prizes and pieces, you could buy a drink or fries, which had game pieces attached, or you could pull them out of magazines.
Ooh.
Or you could literally just walk into a McDonald's, no purchase necessary, and ask an employee for a McDonald's Monopoly game piece. They had to do this and advertise it as no purchase necessary. Otherwise, it would be considered illegal lottery. So you literally don't have to buy anything. Speaking of the lottery,
I've spent so much money on McDonald's over the years.
And all you gotta do is walk in.
I feel robbed, guys.
Speaking of the lottery, Simon Marketing got help, also hired by McDonald's, from a very secure printing company to print the game and prize pieces for McDonald's Monopoly. Dittler Brothers Printing Company had contracts with the state to print actual scratch-off lottery tickets, as well as stamps for the United States Post Office. They were a very prominent and trustworthy company, and the perfect people to take on this project with Simon Marketing and McDonald's. This McDonald's Monopoly promotion was a very big deal. McDonald's was giving away literally millions of dollars a year. And with Monopoly, their revenue was going up every time. The first time they did it, they were like, oh, cool, that was fun. Then as soon as profits started going down a few months later, they were like, maybe we can do Monopoly again, see if it helps. And it did. It always did, over and over again. They used to do McDonald's Monopoly in the 90s twice a year, every year in America.
What?
Yeah.
We only get it in November. And again, guys, I'm not a huge I'm not a huge McDonald's lover, but I will chow down on some large fries and a large milkshake for the sake of the hope of winning something.
When I was researching this, either yesterday or the day before, I don't know. One of the days, it was the day before. I could not stop my craving of McDonald's. I literally drove to McDonald's and got a fucking Big Mac. I was like, I can't.
You never
eat
McDonald's. So
never.
That's always your last choice when we're together. So that's saying something, guys.
Yeah, they have good marketing, unfortunately.
And really fucking good French fries. I think it's the salt.
To make it fair and randomized so that people would actually want to play, free fry and free drinks and board game piece tickets would be printed randomly and sent all over to the factories that would adhere them to the designated fry box or drink cup or magazine. But the big prizes, the money winners, the cars, were put into an envelope that had 37 pieces in it, one of which was a money winner. Then the envelope was sealed with a special holographic sticker and stuck into a briefcase that had 2 separate combinations. And the briefcase was kept in a vault until it was picked up by the Simon marketing head of security,
I'm
Jerome
obsessed
Jacobson.
with this whole process.
Yeah. So Jerome Jacobson would pick up the briefcase, only having one combination, and be accompanied by an accountant hired at McDonald's who had the other combination.
Okay.
Together, they would fly to whatever city that was chosen by McDonald's at that time to a factory where all the pieces would be adhered to random things and then shipped off to random stores, no one ever knowing which piece was the winner. Jerome would literally open up the briefcase at the factory, show everyone around that it was still sealed, and mix the 37 pieces into the rest of them. Like, here it is. One of these are a winner. Start packing,
Yeah.
No one knows. But remember how I said Jerome was decidedly not a great guy?
Yes.
So either he had a connect that no one ever found out about, or someone done goofed.
Oh, shit.
Somehow, Jerome was accidentally shipped a box of those special holographic seals. The ones that were used to seal the envelopes. And maybe it was an accident, but however he got those seals, it set off a chain reaction for him to become a bit of a mastermind with those game pieces. He would watch over the shoulder of the accountant that was made to follow him around and eventually learned her combination. He was also able to swindle her into letting him go to the bathroom every time they were at the airport with the briefcase.
Sir.
No big deal, she thought. He was the one in charge of keeping it safe, and he couldn't get in without her combination. And
because
why would he?
One knew one combination and one knew the other.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
But he did. He knew her combination because he was little nosy Nancy. He would go to the bathroom in the stall, open the briefcase, open the envelope, take off the seal, take out all 37 game pieces, and put them in his pocket, knowing one of them was a winner. And then he'd replace them with 37 free fry or drink pieces instead. And then would reseal it with the special holographic seal that he had a whole package of. But of course, he couldn't cash in $1 million ticket.
No,
not
that
himself.
Would be suspicious.
It would be real sketchy. So he first gave one, it was a smaller prize, I think it was $25,000, to his brother, just to see if they could get away with it. And they did. Then he decided he wanted to continue this scheme and find a way to make him make his own money doing it. But he would still need help. I don't know how he had mafia ties, probably because he was a police officer in the 80s. But that was where he decided to take this proposition to. He told Jerry Colombo that by the way, Jerry Colombo is with a G. Jerry with a G, Colombo.
Okay.
His real name is like Gerano or something, but they call him Jerry.
Interesting.
He told Jerry Colombo that he was hired by McDonald's as the Simon marketing security director to choose the winners. He's like, this is my job. I'm supposed to do this. But he wanted to choose people who would be willing to pay for it. It's like, but I need a little more money, okay?
Wet in his beak.
Jerome, it was not his job, by the way. He fucking straight up lied. His job was to take the pieces, one of which that you don't know about as a winner, to the fucking factory.
Yes.
Okay, he straight up lied. But anyway, he would charge Jerry Colombo money for a $1 million winning ticket, like $100,000. You got $100,000? I'll give you $1 million for $100,000.
Oh, that feels slimy.
And then Jerry Colombo, who bought like 5 of them, by the way, like he just bought a shit ton of them, would then ask someone else that he knew to take the ticket to McDonald's, say they peeled it off a magazine or a fry box or a drink box or whatever. And then that winner that he chose and said, hey, the one that took it to McDonald's, like, hey, look, I won, would have to split the money with him.
Oh.
He'd come up with something like, at one point, one of the stories was like, I'm going through a divorce and I don't want my wife to get half of this. So why don't you say you want it and just give me half of it or whatever. Weird stuff like that.
Okay. This is one of those, if it feels too good to be true things, it's probably too good to be true.
Yeah, unfortunately. But he's also fucking Jerry Colombo from the mafia family, the Columbia crime family.
Yeah.
Like, you don't say no to Jerry
To that,
Colombo.
no.
Jerry Colombo was a strange character to start with, okay? He wasn't necessarily a mafia boss or anything, but his family members in the past had been, for sure.
Okay.
And with more and more money coming in year after year, he, by the way, cashed in one of the cars himself. He's like, I want a car from McDonald's, woo! And it was all like promotional and stuff. With more and more money coming in year after year, he started to make a big name for himself locally, like a little local celebrity where he lived. At one point, he opened up a club called the Fuzzy Bunny. It gets better. It had stripper poles, but he's a Catholic Italian, so he didn't have strippers exactly. They were just barely dressed girls dancing on poles. They did not remove any clothes. Like they were wearing like short, like Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
But they were dancing on poles. Okay.
Gotcha.
They
The
didn't remove
PG
clothes.
stripper.
They just didn't start out with much.
Okay.
So anyway, someone tried to get his club shut down by saying it was too close to a school. So he changed the Fuzzy Bunny Club to the Church of the Fuzzy Bunny. Not kidding. It still had beer and dancing girls, but it also had a preacher. Like I said, an odd character. Okay. This is Jerry Colombo.
The Church of the Fuzzy Bunny, the name of my home.
His family was quite odd as well. He was married to a woman named Robin, who knew exactly what she was marrying into, but eventually decided she didn't want that life. She's like, this crime family shit is weird, dude. Church of the Fuzzy Bunny, what the fuck are we doing here? She loved the money, she loved the luxury life, but not so much the crime and having to look over her shoulder and the cheating that was inevitable being with a man of the Colombo family. She told Jerry once that she wanted a divorce, but he told her that's too bad. She's never getting a divorce and she'll never be able to get rid of him.
What? I mean, I'm not surprised, but
yeah. Robin and Jerry obviously Jerry was pretty close with Jerome. Robin also got close with him. So at one point she vented to Jerome about their fight and how unhappy she was. And allegedly he was like, well, just marry me instead. Again, Jerome, not a great guy. I don't know if that was actually said. Robin doesn't seem like a great gal either, but still weird.
Yeah.
And then just a few days after that fight, 1998 now, Robin and Jerry were in a terrible car accident.
Oh.
Some people think that the accident was a hit on Jerry.
Gotcha.
Some people think that Robin was so annoyed with her life that she was trying to kill herself and Jerry too. She was driving. But officially, it was just an accident. So this is still a murderless case.
Yes.
Anyway, everyone after the incident was fine at first. Cuts, bruises, broken bones, but otherwise fine. In the hospital, though, Jerry took a turn for the worst. And while he was there, he had his brother go to his house and get all of his secret stashes of money. Like, dude, go get my shit. If the police come looking, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, we're going down.
His brother went, but he never found it. And Robin, the wife, said they must have been robbed. But Jerry's brother thinks that she took it all and hid it for herself. Because of all of this, after Jerry passed away in the hospital from internal injuries that the doctors did not notice at first, Jerry's mother became bitter to Robin and blamed her for her son's death. And since Robin took away her son, she was going to take Robin's son away. And she fought for custody of her grandson. So now we got like a whole revenge thing going on, okay?
Yeah.
It wasn't too hard at first. Robin, who was used to living that life of luxury with her husband, he's now gone, began stealing and writing bad checks, and she got herself arrested. So while she was incarcerated, Jerry's mother kept her son, Frankie. But as the time for her to get out of jail was coming up, Ma Colombo got nervous about giving Frankie back to Robin. So she called the FBI and gave a tip. I think that McDonald's Monopoly thing might be a scam. The person who answered the call at the FBI wrote down the tip on a sticky note. It just said, quote, McDonald's Monopoly, fraud?
Question mark?
End quote. And he stuck it to his computer and continued on with his day because he didn't really care that much if the game was rigged. Not as much as he cared about the health insurance fraud he was already working on. So it sat for a while. And just because Jerry Colombo had died didn't mean Jerome Jacobson was done making his money off of $1 million winning prizes. He just found other middlemen, such as AJ Glom, a drug trafficker and criminal, and Dwight Baker, a real estate agent and LDS member.
Okay. He's dipping his toe into a few pools here, but whatever.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my like one of those like weird dinner parties that you really don't want to be invited to.
Once again, Jerome, who eventually became known as Uncle Jerry, not Jerry with a G, Jerry with a J. Apparently putting uncle in front of something is what people do to give you respect if they're a part of a crime family. So he was Uncle Jerry because they respected him.
Okay.
So Uncle Jerry told these men that he was hired to pick winners and he just wanted to make some money off, of being the picker, just like before. He'd give them the winning tickets and they would pass them on to people they knew to claim the prizes. The issue eventually became that all of the people that were picking, including Jerry with a G before he died, were in some way related to or connected to these middlemen. Jerry with a G, for instance, would give his tickets to his distant relatives who had different last names, but were still related. Like his niece who married into a different family, so now she has a different last name. Like, it's still your family, guy. Once, he gave one to his wife's best friend, who was a Black woman, to try to tip the scales so that not only Italians were winning. Like, oh, okay. All Italians and one Black woman. It's definitely not rigged. But they were still only ever on the East Coast. Don't know if you noticed. $1 million winners always on the East Coast. No one knew. Then in 2000, there was a new young FBI agent hired at the Jacksonville, Florida FBI office. And he was working insurance fraud over and over and bored. And he went to his partner, a much older guy, and was like, please give me something else to work on. Anything. And then he noticed a little sticky note on the computer that said, McDonald's Monopoly, fraud. And he was like, what's this? Let me do this. And the old guy was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I was going to look into it eventually, but like, I'm busy anyway.
Yeah, I'm busy with my other fraud over here.
So new guy calls the person who gave the tip, Ma Colombo, and was like, hey, what's up with this? Why do you think it's a scam? And she said, 3 winners are all related. Those winners happen to be Robin. His wife was a winner. Robin's dad was a winner. And Robin's best friend was a winner. So new guy, I think his name is like David or something. I'm just going to call him new guy because there's a lot of names already.
Yeah.
New guy, FBI agent. New guy looks into the rest of the winners and creates a whole Charlie Day, It's Always Sunny red string board of how almost all of the winners are related to at least one other winner in some way. And he goes back to the old guy and he's like, dude, this is legit. Look what I found out. And the old guy is like, yeah, I'm just going to take this case over now. Thanks, kid. And thus begins Project Final Answer, as in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Although Hamburglar would have been better.
I agree.
Definitely.
Always Project Hamburglar.
So now the FBI has to call Big McDonald's.
Okay.
They can't really proceed without McDonald's help. But after McDonald's finds out that there's some sort of a leak in their chain of and their game is rigged, they're scared to let this information get out. If people think that they have no chance of winning, then they won't want to play anymore, and their amazing profit-growing campaign would be ruined. They eventually decide, okay, let's just go for it. At least to get the people who are ruining the game so that they're not able to ruin it anymore and learn how they're doing it so we can prevent it in the future.
Yes.
So now the FBI has to find a way to get the winners to talk about it without warning the others and the head of this scam that the FBI is onto them. New guy is like, I have got an idea. He wants to go undercover to talk to all the winners. Really, he's just bored and wants to go undercover. But the plan actually isn't a terrible one. He says that they should pretend to be a film crew doing a Where Are They Now piece about all the $1 million winners that McDonald's has ever had. So he, pretending to be the producer, and a bunch of other FBI agents, and even a McDonald's representative, goes and knocks on the doors of all the winners, and they're recording every interaction because they're a film crew. And so they have cameras and sound equipment and everything, and these people don't even realize it. They ask them what they did. What did they peel it off of? Where were they when they won? What did it feel like? What did they do with the money? What did you do that morning? You know what I mean? These are all things that most people would, if you just won a fucking $1 million, that's kind of life-changing. You would remember the entire day.
Yeah.
These people were sweating. All of these people, when they were chosen to be winners by their middlemen, were given a specific story in case like something like this ever happened. But I'm sure lying in front of cameras and in front of what seemed like an interrogation team, because technically it really was probably really scary. And while they were interviewing these people, they were also tapping their phones and getting any and all information they could about their personal lives. Eventually, in 2001, everything came together. And the icing on the cake was a wiretap on AJ Glum's phone that caught him talking about how one of his chosen winners was trying to run off with all of the money instead of giving him his share of it. But there were so many people involved with this that they couldn't possibly arrest them all without tipping off some of the others, unless they arrest them all at the same exact time. These people were all up and down the East Coast, so they would have to get the help of other FBI offices and agents. At one point, they were like, let's rent out a fucking big ass hotel in Vegas and just invite all the winners to go. And the old guy was like, we're not fucking doing that. No. Like, no, buddy. Of course, that was New Guy's idea.
Yeah.
So
New Guy just wanted to go to Vegas.
He did. Instead, they were like, all right, we're just going to, all of the FBI agents along the East Coast are going to work together. We're going to get everybody ready. We can do this. So they call them up, they tell them, we'll fax you the whole file. You can read it over, know who you're going after and for what. Someone goes to the fax to file, to fax the file, right, to the Greenville FBI. They put the entire case file into the fax machine.
Okay.
It's an open and active investigation. And someone, maybe New Guy, but he denies it, clicks the button and sends the fax to the Greenville News.
Oh, no.
The News
New Guy
now has the entire open investigation case file from the FBI on accident before they've even made the arrests.
No.
If the information gets out to the public from the news before they can make their arrests, all the suspects are going to flee.
Yeah.
So New Guy and Old Guy are like, run to the chopper. They get in the chopper, fly to the Greenville News, and are like, please don't send it. They're begging them, don't release this information on the news. And the news is like, well, what's in it for us? Like, this is a fucking big ass story.
Everyone's wetting their beak.
Yeah. The FBI is like, listen, you can come with us. You can be the first people to photograph
on this.
Us doing it. Just let us do it first. And thankfully they agree. Okay. They're going to go. They're going to take pictures. They're not going to release this information yet. So the FBI gets to everyone's homes or wherever they are, tell the suspects what they're being charged with. The winners who cooperate quickly are not arrested, but are put on notice about appearing in court. The ones who deny it are arrested and brought in for questioning. Everyone is apprehended easily, and almost none of them had even an inkling that they were being looked into. They thought there was no way they would ever be caught. And they might not have been if not for Ma Colombo's revenge tip.
As soon as you started that sentence, I was like, if not for the meddling kids.
If not for the meddling mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Some people pleaded guilty for the part in their crimes, but many refused to, mostly because they claimed they never knew they were committing a crime. Uncle Jerry, Jerome, never told a single person that he had stolen winning pieces. He told them that he was the one who got to choose the winners. They didn't question it and just went along with, the lies that they were told to tell, but they didn't know they were committing a crime. They thought they were getting money. But again, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
The rules of the game states, though, that you have to get the piece from a fry box, a drink cup, a magazine, or a McDonald's employee. Not from your buddy who weirdly wants you to cash it in instead of him. But the defense was like, why are we talking about game rules in a court of law? Rules are not the same as laws. They broke a rule, not a law.
True.
None of this really mattered too much anyway, though, because as the news was reporting on the second day of what could have been the trial of the decade, their reports were interrupted all over the country. And instead, what was being reported on was a live video of a plane crashing into the Twin Towers. This trial was going on September 11th, 2001.
Stop it.
And suddenly, no one cared about McDonald's losing $24 million. There were bigger things that the world had on their minds. In the end, everyone got off very easily. Maybe rightfully so, I don't know. I mean, steal $24 million from McDonald's, I don't care. But can I have some?
Yeah, right? Can we share the wealth? Also, guys, when we're recording this, it is September 12th.
It is.
Also, happy birthday, Nick. Nick's birthday is September 11th.
11th, yeah. The worst of it went to Uncle Jerry, Jerome, who got 3 years in prison. 3 years for stealing 24 at minimum winning game pieces.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a
fucking 3 years.
Over here.
Okay.
I'll steal $24 million if I just 3 years. Fine.
And restitution. He has to pay $360 a month to the government for the rest of his life. But still.
How old is he? Is he going to
pretty old.
$24 million? Yeah.
And he has Guillain-Barré. So, how long is it going to be alive? I don't know.
Really?
Anyway.
Exactly.
Seems worth the rest of them got either a few months in jail or house arrest or just probation, some of them. And then, of course, paying restitution, which most of them had to pay $100 a month for pretty much the rest of their lives. Still not that bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst thing that came from this entire debacle with Uncle Jerry, Jerome Jacobson, the a-hole, is that Simon Marketing and Dittler Printing Company were both fired by McDonald's. And when the other companies saw them pull out, so did those other companies. And unfortunately, both Simon Marketing and Dittler Printing went under, and thousands of people lost their jobs.
Oh.
All because Jerome Jacobson was an asshole who wanted money.
It's never a victimless crime, people.
Yeah. Fucking asshole. That is the story of the McDonald's Monopoly fraud. And if you want to know more, and also you should just do it because it's fucking hilarious, watch the Max documentary called McMillions. It's so great. One of the guys, AJ Glum, he's the one, I think he has to pay, he got 18 months probation, and he has to pay $106 for the rest of his life, or $160 for the rest of his life a month. And the producer's like, if you could go back, would you do it again? He's like, I'll do it tomorrow. He's like, yeah, I would. He also, he's probably the funniest guy in the show. He also said something about how he thought that they were coming to get him. So after they had told him, you're being charged with this, whatever, he did his 18 months. He sees these men in suits coming to his door, and he's like, damn, I knew it wasn't that easy. They're going to arrest me again. he gets out there and they're Jehovah's Witnesses. He's like, I've never been happier to talk to Jehovah's Witnesses. The guy's hilarious.
I love it. I mean,
drug trafficking criminal,
yeah.
but hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man, that was such a good story, and honestly, I'd never heard of it. Does
Me
make
either.
me think twice about participating in McDonald's Monopoly.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was one of the parts of
rigged?
the documentary is, well, apparently it's not anymore because Jerome is gone. But
Yeah.
one of the parts of the documentary, somebody was talking about it and they were like, you know, it was easy once they decided that they didn't want Canada to have
Yeah.
millions anymore, is what they said. It was like,
Yeah.
since we didn't have to fly over to Canada anymore, it was all local flights. It made it easier.
Yeah.
Jerome Jacobson never had to fly to Canada because McDonald's said Canada doesn't get any more $1 million winners. So I don't know. Weird.
I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
But
Weird.
that was a very good story.
I should not come as a surprise that I found this on TikTok. My algorithm loves to give me the craziest shit I've never heard of.
There you go.
I
She's set for the rest of this podcast, guys.
TikTok was my original source, but I will say, first, I'm going to shout out the person that I heard it from because she was a fucking phenomenal storyteller.
Okay.
However, she was telling the story off the top of her head, for one. So a lot of the information is backwards. Like one of the things she says that
happens.
Jerome worked for Dittler instead of for Simon.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. He worked for one of the companies, right? Not a big deal. But also there is a lot of misinformation on the internet. Like a couple different sources say one thing, whereas all the other ones say something else. So like things just got lost in translation. I don't blame her for things being wrong, but I want to let you know, if you watch her TikTok and you see things differently, most of my information came from the documentary McMillions. So
okay,
her TikTok is called, her name's Kate, and it's called Kate the Great, but it's spelled C, the number 8, the THA, great, GR, the number 8.
Okay.
Kate the Great. And she's fucking great. She tells the best stories. I love her energy. It's perfect.
Love it. Well, go and check out her TikTok and definitely let us know what you guys thought of this week's episode. And if you liked it, go leave a 5-star rating and review, because it is the best way to spread the word, and it is our birthday month and it makes us really happy. Okay, thanks, bye.
Not by yet, but yes. So the whole fucking 9/11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their fucking trial day.
Yeah.
This has got me curious. Did the mafia have something to do with 9/11? They're like, oh shit, our shit's going down. We need to distract from the McDonald's Monopoly scam. But also, like, why?
There was a lot of
Jerry Colombo's already dead
around it, though, with it distracting from other things that were going on in the world at that time. So is it a coincidence?
Another one, though, is I'm like, McDonald's really did not want people to find out that their thing was a scam. Did McDonald's have something to do?
Oh,
with 9/11?
no.
Big McDonald's?
Oh, no.
Oh.
The ultimate conspiracy.
Conspiracies, you know. Who knows? Nobody knows. I just thought it was weird.
Well, as I have next week's conspiracy episode, guys, don't expect me to dive into this because I'm getting it with little notice for myself. But that is a really interesting conspiracy that we might have to dive into, just the different things that happened in the world at the same time.
Yeah.
Because
there's
so many.
A lot of people, like, okay, so
McDonald's does have power, so.
The moon landing has for like at least the last decade, possibly the last 2 decades, has been mostly thought of as being a scam. Yes. Like it didn't actually happen. And lately, more and more people are thinking that yeah, more and more people in the last probably 5 years have been coming around to, you know what, I think I believe in 9/11 having been a conspiracy, not a terrorist attack. So I'm like, maybe, I bet there's a bunch of documentaries on that. Maybe I will do that one day.
There you go. I'm passing the torch to Sierra. She's better at compartmentalizing large amounts of information and delivering it. Sorry, not necessarily better, but she delivers large cases in a way that she doesn't give a fuck what anyone else.
Yeah, I just called them new guy and old guy for an entire fucking case. I don't care. All right. Their names
Whereas
are not
I'm like,
important.
I'm sorry. Could we please?
This person was born on this day at this time in this city.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck about where he was born. This is what he did. Yeah.
And I love you for it.
Sorry.
So do the Twisted Humans. So go leave those 5-star ratings and reviews, guys, and stay tuned for hopefully a future episode on that. But this was lots of fun, and yeah, we hope you guys liked it. To end us off as usual, do you have anything exciting going on? Anything you're thankful for? Anything positive to close the show?
Sissy's homecoming is this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, that's.
And if you want to hear more stories on that whole situation, you gotta listen to September's bonus episode over on Patreon.
Did you know
happen this weekend?
That I named that episode that I did when I was writing it dress drama because of my story? That's so funny. I didn't even put that together.
I love
so
that.
if you want to know what story I did about dress drama, also check that out.
If you want to know what that meant, as we recorded it yesterday, I'm excited to see photos because I'm sure she will be beautiful, and I'm dying to see what this witch's dress looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking little wins day to day, guys. So one of my friends, my yoga friend, happened to show up in my class today and put her mat next to mine, and that was a lot of good energy all in one space. And she wasn't supposed to come to the class, so I'm excited that I got to see her today. That and the story was awesome. And yeah, that's all we got for you guys today. Go leave those reviews. I will have a conspiracy episode for you guys next week, so keep your tin foil hats on for that. Is that the saying? Tinfoil hat? I panicked. I was like, what was I even gonna say? But yeah, we love you guys lots. Thank you so much for listening. And in the meantime,
keep it twisted.
Twisted and Uncorked is a proud member of Weirding Way Media. Hosted and produced by Sierra Zorn and Alicia Watson. If you like the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you are listening now. It really is the best way to spread the word. You can check out all things Twisted on our website, twistedanduncorked.com, and we will see you next Tuesday for a brand new episode.